It's a mix of technology, of design, because we want to make nice bikes. And if we didn't have the 3D printed, we would probably don't make them as good as they are. And we would waste money on toolings because we would have to change again and again. And in here, it helps a lot to do this. So we dedicate a lot of time to just make the bike as good as we can, and like in terms of suspension and geometry and all the details. So we really spend a lot of time on that. The trails are just behind the office. And we have trails that are really demanding. So it shapes the way we make bikes, I would say, because when we test the bikes, we test them in a place that's super demanding. So I would say that's what makes the brand so special. The first time we used 3D printed, I think it was in 2010 or 11 with a supplier. But when we started seeing the potential of 3D printing, then we decided to get our own ones. The most important thing we got with 3D printing is the fact that we can test everything before we release a part, so we can save a lot of time and money. And if we didn't have the 3D printed, we would waste money on toolings, because toolings are expensive, so you don't want to make any mistakes. And we have this level of always trying to the refinement we want. So of course prototypes are super important. It can be like the frame or the components or the protections, and it's so important for us, so we need to have it right to avoid spending too much money and wasting money. Also, it's really important for us to see the product, to feel it. Once we finish FEA and CAD design, we 3D print our frame so that the people can see it. From a render, you can get an idea, but then you see it next to the older bike, and you can feel the difference, if it really brings something on the proportion. I thought it was even with the experience, even with the numbers, it's looking like that, but we need to change that because maybe it's too soft or too stiff, or a lot of different things that sometimes you need the actual product, and it's much faster to have it and much cheaper to 3D print and get it on hand. For example, chain guides. When we have something really custom, we don't need to wait for the injection part, or we don't need to ask a supplier to CNC something like that. We can save a lot of time with this. And the same, if we had to wait for our data acquisition on a new bike when we need to make some tests, then it would take a lot of time. In here, it's just maybe one day and we are good to go. So this is one of the parts we do by 3D printing, and it's really important for us. We can check the fact that it fits good with our parts, and we don't need to open tooling until we are sure it's fine. For example, this motor has been changing, so we have to modify again. So it's good that we can just 3D print and make sure until they freeze their design, and then we can print again, and then make sure we can then do it by injection. It's okay to doubt, because I think it helps you to get the things right and work hard. Stay open-minded to everything. Just don't think of one thing. There's always different ways to do and different inspirations. So just stay open-minded and work hard.